It's 2 a.m. and you're lying in bed, face lit by the pale glow of your phone screen. You know you should sleep, but you can't stop. One more scroll, one more video, one more dopamine hit. Your body is exhausted, but your mind is wired, hooked on the endless stream of stimulation. This is the last one, you tell yourself, but we both know it's not. Sound familiar? This is the addiction you don't even think you have. You don't think of yourself as an addict. But every day, from the moment you wake up, you're chasing hits of easy pleasure, scrolling social media, binging videos, tapping through endless feeds, maybe sneaking a peek at porn when you're alone. It's all the same cycle, quick rushes of dopamine to make you feel good, and when they fade, you reach for the next fix. The modern drug isn't a powder or a pill, it's a glowing screen in your hand. One psychiatrist even calls the smartphone the modern-day hypodermic needle, delivering digital dopamine hits on demand. With each swipe, each tap, we turn to it like addicts looking for a quick high. And you're not alone. In fact, nearly everyone around you is caught in this invisible addiction. The average person now spends about 4 to 5 hours a day staring at their phone. That's roughly 70 days of the year lost to a screen. We check our phones around 58 times each day, compulsively hunting for something, a new notification, a tiny burst of excitement to fill the void. And it's not just the social feeds. Pornography, too, is a huge part of this dopamine binge. One of the biggest adult sites online gets over 100 million visits every single day. In 1 month, it saw more traffic than Netflix, TikTok, Pinterest, and Instagram combined. Think about that. This isn't just you. It's a societal epidemic hiding in plain sight. So what's going on in your brain that makes these digital temptations so irresistible? It all comes down to dopamine, the neurotransmitter of pleasure and reward. Every like, every video clip, every swipe triggers a tiny surge of dopamine in your brain. It feels good. Your brain says, yes, do that again. It's the same neural pathway that hooks people on cocaine or slot machines. In fact, endless scrolling through apps is deliberately engineered to work like a casino slot machine. Unpredictable rewards that keep you pulling the lever. You swipe down or refresh, not knowing what will come next. And that uncertainty with the promise of maybe seeing something exciting is addictive. And here's the thing, for every high, there is a low. The moment the video ends or the excitement fades, your dopamine levels drop. You feel a twinge of emptiness, maybe boredom or downness, a mini withdrawal. So what do? You tap another video, scroll a little further, open another tab, seeking to get back to that pleasure high. Anticipation, reward, crash, over and over. That is the cycle of addiction, even if the substance is just digital information. But unlike a drug addiction, there's no one telling you to stop. You likely don't even realize this is an addiction because everyone else is doing it too. No one finds it odd if you spend an afternoon on YouTube or if you check Instagram 10 times a day. It's normal, right? Yet here you are, caught in a loop. Wake up and get a hit of phone dopamine, feel a little bored or stressed, get another hit, repeat, repeat. It's a loop that's slowly draining you and you barely notice. You've heard of exhaustion, but have you heard of dopamine exhaustion? That's what happens when your brain's reward system is overtaxed by constant stimulation. The receptors in your brain become less sensitive, the novelty wears off. Now nothing feels as satisfying as it once did. Not a beautiful sunset, not a meal, not a face-to-face conversation. Regular life can't compete with the constant fireworks of digital highs. So you keep going back to the screen, looking for that satisfaction you can no longer find, further deepening the addiction. It's a trap, and the cruelest part is that it's invisible. You only see its effects, the foggy mind, the restless anxiety, the feeling of being empty and not knowing why. Take a step back and look at yourself honestly. How often do you feel foggy, like you can't concentrate on any one thought for more than a few seconds without wanting to click on something else? How often do you feel restless or on edge when you're away from your phone or computer, as if something's missing? How often do you wake up feeling drained even after a full night's sleep? These are the signs of this silent addiction. Your mind is overstimulated and undernourished. It's constantly buzzing with inputs, never given a chance to truly rest. Even in your downtime, you're still bombarding your brain with images and information. No wonder it feels like a haze has settled over you. No wonder real life feels boring and slow in comparison, leading you to reach back for the phone to get another quick thrill. It's a self-perpetuating loop. The more you consume these instant gratifications, the more bored, anxious, and tired you feel when you try to stop. So you don't stop. Let's talk about what this addiction is stealing from you. First, your focus. Remember when you could read a book for an hour without wanting to check your phone, or watch a movie without simultaneously scrolling through a second screen? It's getting harder, isn't it? Your ability to focus on a single task has been fractured into a million little pieces. Every notification, every temptation to multitask is like a hook pulling at your attention. You try to work or study, and within minutes you're checking email, then news, then social media, then back to work for a few minutes, then repeat. Deep work, creative thinking, true learning, these require sustained attention, and that's exactly what this addiction takes away. Second, it's stealing your time, hours of your day, every day, siphoned away. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, an hour before bed, and suddenly years of your life are effectively gone, lost to mindless scrolling and pixelated fantasies. Time is the most precious resource you have, and this habit is devouring it. Think of what you could have done with that time. Think of the books unwritten, the skills unlearned, the experiences unhad. That's a painful thought. And third, it's stealing your self-respect. Because every time you say, I'm going to stop now, and you don't, every time you break a promise to yourself, I'll only watch one episode, I won't look at porn again, I'll get off TikTok by 10 p.m., and you fail, a piece of you gets disappointed in yourself. You start to feel like you don't control your own life. That sense of helplessness, that quiet self-loathing that creeps in when you waste yet another afternoon, that is your self-respect slipping away. Over time, it eats at your confidence. You begin to doubt your willpower in other areas too. If I can't even stop scrolling, how will I achieve my goals? It's a dark, heavy feeling, and you carry it with you, sometimes without even realizing why your esteem has eroded. Now, I'm not here to beat you up. In fact, I want you to be compassionate with yourself for a moment. It's not entirely your fault. We live in a world where billion-dollar industries have perfected the art of capturing your attention. Your favorite apps and websites are engineered by some of the smartest people on the planet to keep you coming back for more. Autoplay videos, endless feeds, pull to refresh. These features exploit your brain's natural tendencies. So yes, the playing field is stacked against you. And let's face it, life itself isn't always kind. We all have stress, loneliness, or pain that we want to escape from at times. Reaching for your phone or losing yourself online can feel like a quick fix. It's like taking a painkiller. It offers relief, distraction, comfort. I get it. You're human. You seek pleasure and avoid pain. Your brain is practically wired for that. But here's the hard truth. What started as a comfort has become a cage. Dr. Anna Lemke, an addiction expert, observed that in modern life, every spare second is an opportunity to be stimulated, whether by scrolling Instagram, swiping Tinder, or binging on porn. We never have to be alone with our thoughts anymore, and we've forgotten how. When was the last time you sat in silence with no entertainment, no distraction? The idea probably makes you uncomfortable. We've been taught to immediately put something on, to consume, to do something at the slightest hint of boredom, but the discomfort you avoid doesn't actually disappear. It piles up in the background. the stress, the unresolved emotions, the boredom with our own lives, it all accumulates. We just keep pushing it down with an endless stream of digital Novocaine. You deserve empathy for falling into this trap. It was laid for you, and it's incredibly tempting. But you also deserve better than the numb, half-alive state it's left you in. Let's zoom out to the bigger picture for a minute. We live in the most technologically advanced, entertained era of human history. We have access to more stimuli in a single day than our grandparents might have in a year. By all logic, we should be thrilled. Yet paradoxically, the data shows that as our on-demand entertainment has gone up, our overall happiness has gone down. Depression and anxiety rates have been climbing globally. We are overstimulated and undersatisfied. It's like we're gorging on junk food for the mind and our psyche is malnourished. We've become less resilient too. Our ancestors had no choice but to experience boredom, to wait for things, to be present in the slow moments, and in those moments, their minds could wander, create, rest. We've lost that. Now we panic at a red light if we don't have something to look at on our phones. We're constantly interrupting ourselves, never allowing our brains to fully engage or fully rest. The result, we are constantly anxious, easily frustrated, and chronically dissatisfied. The things that truly bring meaning, real human connection, working towards a worthwhile goal, the beauty of the natural world, they all require patience and presence, and we're running low on both. This is the real cost of our digital addiction. It's separating us from the very experiences that make us feel fulfilled and whole. It might not have a diagnostic label or a rehab center, at least not commonly, but it's cutting deep into the quality of our lives. All right, this is the part where you might expect me to say, so just stop. Put down the phone and live happily ever after. If only it were that easy, right? Breaking free from this will not be easy. It might be one of the hardest things you ever do, because unlike quitting a substance, you can't just avoid technology entirely forever, and society will keep tempting you at every turn, but it is possible, and the freedom on the other side is worth it. Think about what's at stake here: your time, your focus, your dignity, your life. Regaining those is worth fighting for. So how do we do it? We start with a detox. I mean a full, honest dopamine detox. Give your brain a chance to recalibrate. That means picking a stretch of time and cutting out the biggest sources of instant gratification that have you hooked. Try one day to start, 24 hours, completely cold turkey from whatever your personal poisons are. No social media, no YouTube, no Twitch, no pornography, no video games, no mindless web surfing, nothing that gives you that quick dopamine fix. If possible, go further. Minimize all screen use. If you can, turn off your phone and shove it in a drawer for the day. Tell your friends or family you'll be offline for a bit. It sounds simple, but when you actually try this, you'll quickly see how deep the hooks go. The first few hours, you'll likely feel jittery, anxious, even irritable, like a junkie in withdrawal. Dr. Lemke notes that the first 12 hours of abstaining can be filled with anxiety and FOMO. You'll catch yourself unconsciously reaching for a device that isn't there. You'll feel bored out of your mind. This is good. This is a sign that your brain is resetting from years of overstimulation. Endure it. Push through that discomfort, because on the other side of it is something amazing. After a few hours, maybe half a day, a sense of calm will start to creep in. Your mind, initially screaming like a panicked monkey, begins to quiet down when it realizes, no, it's not getting that candy. With no constant feed of pings and flashes, your system starts to downregulate. By the end of day one, you might notice you feel oddly clear. You might actually be able to hear yourself think again. It's subtle, but it's profound. Many people say that after getting past that initial withdrawal, they experience a mental clarity they forgot was even possible. Now, if one day sounds too easy, or if you really want to see results, try going longer, do a 3-day detox, or even stretch it to a week. Imagine 7 days with zero junk stimulation. It's like hitting the reset button on your brain. The longer you go, the more deep the reset. Maybe the first day is hell, the second day is a bit better, and by day 3 you feel an inner peace that surprises you. Suddenly sitting with a cup of tea and just drinking tea feels nice. Taking a walk outside and just observing the world feels satisfying. Your brain begins to remember how to appreciate the simple things because it's no longer numbed by overload. And let me tell you about the sleep. Oh, the sleep you will get when your brain isn't blasted with blue light and frantic content right before bed. You sleep deeper. You wake up actually rested, perhaps for the first time in a long time, without that immediate urge to check notifications. During this detox, you might experience moments of revelation. When your mind isn't constantly consumed, buried emotions or insights can rise to the surface. Maybe you'll realize how lonely you've been, or how you actually hate your job and have been escaping into the internet to cope. Maybe you'll rediscover an old passion for drawing or writing or playing sports, something that fell by the wayside. Embrace whatever comes. This is you coming back to yourself. It can be intense, but it's real and it's true. Now, after this period of cleansing, you'll reintroduce technology because, of course, completely abstaining forever isn't realistic for most of us. The key now is conscious control. You will use your phone or computer when you choose to, not just out of habit or craving. Set some rules for yourself. For example, no phone in the morning until you've done something for yourself, whether it's exercise, journaling, or just having breakfast mindfully. Make the first hour of your day screen-free so you set the tone, not your phone, or decide that after 9 or 10 p.m. you're offline for the night to wind down properly. You could choose one day a week as a digital Sabbath, a day of no social media or frivolous browsing when you focus on offline life. These are just examples. Find what works for you. The point is to build a structure that protects you from falling back into unfettered indulgence. Use apps or settings to help. Maybe a focus app that locks your social media during work hours, or turning off non-essential notifications so you're not Pavlov's dog to every ping. You're not doing this because someone is forcing you. You're doing this because you respect your own time and attention now. Think of these boundaries as guardrails on a winding road. They keep you from careening off a cliff. Over time, as you stick to them, the pull of the addiction gets weaker. Those neural pathways of craving start to shrink from disuse, and new pathways form, pathways of presence, of patience, of self-control. And here's the beautiful thing: as you regain control, you'll start to feel different. Remember that self-respect that was getting chipped away? It comes back. Every day that you choose not to indulge the addiction or mindfully limit it is a day you can be proud of. You start seeing yourself as someone who has discipline, someone who isn't a slave to impulses. That's an incredibly empowering identity shift. It will spill over into other areas of your life. Maybe you start eating healthier or keeping your space tidier just because you know you can. The confidence and willpower you build by conquering this digital habit can become a foundation for tackling other challenges. You'll also notice your mood improving. Without constant comparison on social media, you may feel more content with your life. Without nightly porn consumption, you might find more energy, more motivation, and even a return of genuine desire and appreciation for real intimacy rather than pixelated fantasies. Your anxiety might ease because you're no longer bombarding your brain with news and posts 24/7. You're giving it room to breathe. That baseline happiness, the simple joy of being alive, has a chance to rise when it's not being drowned out by the roller coaster of dopamine spikes and crashes. I want to touch on something deeper too, because this isn't just about productivity or mood, it's about meaning. When you break free from an addiction, you reclaim the ability to choose what matters to you. All those hours you free up, all that mental energy you get back, you can redirect it to what gives you a sense of purpose. Maybe it's your career, or your art, or your relationships, or your spiritual life. Whatever it is, you now have the space to invest in it. You can be present for the people you love, truly present, not half distracted, nodding while your mind wonders when you can check your phone. You can be present for yourself, to feel your emotions, to confront your fears, to celebrate your small victories. This presence is the foundation of a meaningful life, because at the end of the day, meaning isn't found in the next TikTok clip or the next erotic video. It's found in real moments, in authenticity, in growth, in connection. Think about the example you'll set for others too. We desperately need role models for healthy tech use. You can be that for your friends, for your kids or siblings, for your community. When they see you not constantly glued to your phone, when they see you engaged and alive, it will inspire them. We can start to turn the tide, one person at a time, against this culture of constant distraction. We've reached the point of decision. This is where you make a choice. No one else can do it for you. Not me, not an app, not a gadget. You have to decide that you've had enough of the fog, the anxiety, the hollow feeling. You have to decide that you want to truly live again, not just exist in a zombified state of constant consumption. And I know that deep down, you do want that. Otherwise, you wouldn't have listened this far. That spark inside you, the one that's been smothered under all the scrolling, it's still there. It's flickering, begging for air to grow into a flame. Set it free. Start right now. Not tomorrow, not someday when I'm less busy. The freedom you seek begins the moment you take action. It could be as simple as turning off your phone for the rest of the day after this video ends and experiencing an evening fully present. It could be writing down a plan, scheduling your one-day dopamine detox, and telling a friend to help keep you accountable. It could be uninstalling the one app you waste the most time on. Do something right after this ends, a concrete action to show yourself that you mean it. You've been living with this invisible addiction for so long that a part of you might feel scared to let it go. That's normal. Change is scary, even if it's change for the better. But do not confuse comfort with happiness. Being comfortably numb, killing time, drowning your thoughts is not the same as being happy. Real happiness, real clarity comes with a little bit of struggle, a little bit of discomfort as you shed old habits and form new ones. It's like a muscle that's stiff from disuse. The first few stretches hurt, but then you become flexible and strong. Imagine yourself in a month or maybe 3 months having stuck to this path. You wake up in the morning after a restful sleep. You feel clear-headed. Maybe you meditate or exercise and you feel present during it. You sit to work or study and you find, to your surprise, that you can focus for a solid hour without panicking to check your phone. And the work you produce in that hour actually satisfies you. In the evening, you meet a friend for dinner and you have deep, undistracted conversation. You laugh genuinely, not at a meme on a screen, but at a real human interaction. You go home and perhaps read or write a little, and you feel tired in a good way, ready to sleep with a calm mind. Tell me, what is that day worth? That day, my friend, is priceless because it's a day fully lived, a day you will remember, a day that moves you forward in life rather than slipping through your fingers. And that is what's on the table here. That is the life waiting for you after you break free from the addiction you didn't think you had. It won't be handed to you. You have to earn it by fighting back against the current that's been pulling you along, but you can do it. Others have done it, many just like you who thought they couldn't. They now look back and wonder how they ever lived chained to their screens. You will too. One day you'll marvel at how much of the world you were missing, how much of yourself you were missing. This is your moment of truth. The door of the cage is open. It has been all along. You just got so used to the cage that you forgot what freedom felt like. Step out. It might feel blinding at first, like walking into the sunlight after too long in the dark, but your eyes will adjust, your mind will adjust, and you will never want to go back. This is your dopamine detox. This is the end of the digital bondage. This is the start of your new life of clarity, presence, and purpose. The only question is, will you take the first step? The power is in your hands. maybe for the first time in a long time, truly in your own hands, not in your phone. I believe in you. It's time to break the cycle and reclaim your mind. It's time to finally wake up.